Right, going to go through the homework for this unit. Got properties of exponents. So let's look at this first one. We're going to look at, I'll do maybe these over here, 4, 5, and 6. So if you look at number 4, we have 10z to the 9th times z squared. When we are multiplying like bases, we add the exponents. This would be 10z to the 11th. Now we have x squared y cubed times x cubed y squared. Again, like bases. So let's look at the x. What do we have here? I've got x squared times x cubed. That's going to be x to the 5th. I've got y cubed, y squared. So that's going to be y to the 5th as well. Similarly, we have x squared y cubed times 2x cubed y. So personally, I like to put these coefficients right out in the front. So I'll put 2. And then I'm going to have x to the what? We have 2 plus 3 is 5. And then y to the 3 plus understood 1 there, going to be 4. And we'll just keep going down here. How about 10, 11, and 12? See, I'm kind of doing the harder problems for you, so I don't want to ruin your ability to do those. So let me start and go over here and do number 7 and 9 and 11. We'll do those 3. So number 7, x squared cubed. Now, I've given you the property here. A to the m to the n is a to the m times n, similar on the first one, where we add them. So this is going to be x squared cubed. It's just going to be x to the 6th. And think about why this works. What does it mean to cube something? Well, we have 3 copies of x squared. And based on that last property, we would add those. And we talked about this in class. It's much easier if you just see this is the same thing as multiplying 3 times 2. Much easier. So we don't want to do that every time. How about number 9? Actually, let's do number 8. Because number 9 is just like number 7. So number 8, we got to be careful here with our coefficients here. So this is 3y cubed squared. So 3 squared is 9. We're going to have 9y, and y cubed squared is y to the 6th. And so this often confuses students, right? Because the same number squared gives 2 different numbers. But think about it. This number here is a base, the 3. This 3 is an exponent. If it helps you see this, let's pull this out. What's it mean to square something? We'll have 2 copies of this right here. And so 3 times 3 is 9. Y cubed times y cubed, we add those exponents, we get y to the 6th. So that's why that works. And then how about number 11? So number 11 over here, x squared y cubed, going to be x to the, we're going to multiply that to the 4th, y to the 6th. Let's look at part C. And we've kind of been doing part C a little bit when we did like number 11. We just apply that exponent to both terms. So let's see. Let me do a couple here. How about number 14 and number 16? So 2ab quantity squared. So we're just going to square everything in the parent. So it's going to be 2 squared is 4. And then a squared, b squared. What about number 16? Same process. 2 squared is 4. X squared squared is x squared. And then y cubed squared, remember we're multiplying, we get y to the 6th. And it looks like I left off a number here. Nothing to do on that one. Probably need to put like a square or something like that. All right, what about part D? So very similar. We have a over b to the m. We can apply that m to both. It's kind of what you would naturally want to do. So xy squared, maybe I'll do 18 and 22. How about those 2 problems? Do one sort of easy one and then one a little bit harder. So this is just going to be x squared over y squared. Now what about 22? We're just going to cube everything. So 3 cubed is 27. Then a cubed, remember we're applying that 3, so we're going to multiply those. We're going to get a to the 9th. And then b understood 1, so that's going to be a cubed. All over. 2 cubed is 8. And then c squared cubed is going to be c to the 6th. Anything tricky on those other ones? So let's go ahead and move on. 0 exponent. Let's look at a few of these. So how about number 25, 26, and how about number 29 and 30? We'll do those. Okay. So anything raised to the 0 power is 1. Still have to be careful though. So 5y to the 0 power is 1. What about negative a to 0 power? Got to be careful here, because what does this mean? So negative a to 0 power means we're going to exponentiate first. It actually means this. So we're going to do a to 0, which is 1. And so this is actually going to be negative 1. Got to be careful on those. What about 4d to the 5th 0 power? Well, that's going to be 1, because everything's in parentheses. What about 29? Well, everything's in parentheses, so I barely even have to think about it. This is going to be 1. Now, I'll be honest, this is assuming that we have non-zero variables here, that x and y aren't equal to 0. But this one here. Now, notice the negative's outside the parentheses, so everything in parentheses is 1, and then the negative gets carried along. Okay. What about 6.7? We'll look at that in the next video.